to another episode of the Lab Review. Today, of course, I'm joined by my lovely co-hosts. We have Ari, Britt, and then there's me, La Ramsey. Today, we have a very special guest, Professor Stephanie Epps, also goes by Stephanie, or Hey Nurse. Hey Stephanie, how are you doing?
I'm doing well tonight. How
We
are you
are
guys?
we
We're
doing
good.
We're doing good.
We got Britt down there. She's trying to order her bag. It's some hot bag that's on sale right now. So
Yeah, my feelings too hurt.
no, you're gonna get that bag. There's still time.
I don't know what's going on my website.
Well, ladies, because we have Stephanie here today, she is well known on her YouTube channel for having her Sunday morning tea time. We thought we would put away the wine glasses and everything else, and we would come together with some tea. Y'all got your tea?
I've got mine.
Oh, I won't ask y'all what's in the teacups. That doesn't matter. But Stephanie, thank you so much for coming to join us tonight. We know that you have a lot going on in your life with not only being a nurse practitioner, but you're also the owner of Indigo Soul Yoga Studios in Locust Grove, Georgia. I'm gonna have to get into it because when I met you, it was many moons ago. What were we like? Sophomores in college?
Undergrad, yes, Georgia
Yeah.
State.
Georgia State, GSU Panthers. But anyway, it's so good to see you, especially after all of these years. You still look the same though, so I don't,
Thanks.
but you do. What have you been doing since I saw you in college?
Oh wow. I've been around the world in 180 days, whatever that statement is. Gosh, I have evolved so much to be where I am now. Because when I finished undergrad, I got a marketing degree, and I went to work for the Department of Defense. Hated that job. If you can work somewhere, work where you love. Just gonna put that out into the universe. But I hated the job. Awesome coworkers, and I was always kind of going back and forth between like pre-med, nursing, and business. Like I said, I did like my job. I started my MBA, and I always wanted to pursue that healthcare field. So I applied to nursing school. I already had all the prereqs. I was accepted. So I got my nursing degree, finished my MBA, started working in critical care. I did that for a few years, went back, got my master's as a nurse practitioner, and I currently work in neurosurgery. And during that time frame, I became a professor at a university in nursing and still working as an NP, opened my yoga studio, and here we are today. That's the down and dirty.
Oh, and you know what's funny? I kept saying, no, her studio's in Macon because I think I lost you at Macon. I never realized that you transitioned to the Atlanta metro area. And so I had to say, oops, y'all, I'm sorry. That's not where her studio is. It's in the Atlanta metro. So cool. Wow. And so you're doing all of that. You're nurse practitioner, and you're not just, you don't have a MNP, you have a DNP.
Yes, I have a doctor of nursing practice. Yeah.
Girl.
I'm interested to know, like, if your work, as far as in the medical field, had any play or thoughts behind your interest in yoga, and if that was connected in some way for you.
Actually, no, it was not. However, I work in neurosurgery. So a lot of my patients, they go to physical therapy, they practice yoga because it helps with their pain, specifically like neck and back pain. They've seen such tremendous improvements with implementing the practice of yoga. But my reason for practicing yoga started, I guess, about 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago. just trying to implement some alternative practices outside of running and doing CrossFit. I was really big into working out. Like I was running marathons,
Yeah.
ultra marathons. I used to post all that stuff on my Facebook page. And I tore my hamstring running a marathon, and I wasn't able to run. I wasn't able to do CrossFit. So it was at that point where I transitioned into focusing on my yoga practice as a healing modality for my body. Mm-hmm. And after I really began to focus on that practice, I was aware that yoga is so much more than just the physical poses, the asana. You know, I opened my mind to like meditation and the breath work and how the practice can just help transform, like if you have anxiety, depression, all of the different principles that can be beneficial. And I see it in like my patients who practice yoga. I see it in my yoga students, and it's just beautiful. I've been teaching yoga for 5 years. A year after I completed my certification, I developed my LLC, and I taught from home. I believe that the practice of yoga is for all people, men, women, children, doesn't matter your ethnicity, your culture, your religious beliefs, that the practice can be beneficial to you in some capacity if you're open to it. And I firmly believe that a yoga studio should be a welcoming environment for people.
I love that name, Indigo Soul. Can you kind of tell us like where you got it from, what inspired that name?
Oh, yes, for sure. So indigo is one of the colors of the chakras. And the third eye chakra, soul, intuition, that sixth sense, it all came together for me. So that's why I chose Indigo Soul. My third eye is all lit up. I be seeing all kinds of stuff. I don't know about you guys. Do you ever dream about something and you're like 3 months later, I kind of experienced this. This is familiar. So yeah.
Can you explain yoga and weight loss? Because that's what I need.
So this is one thing. For my studio, I don't ever say that yoga causes you to lose weight. Okay. Weight loss comes from caloric deficit, right? You exercise more, you eat less, drink more water. That's just the basic principle. From a yoga standpoint, if you do more intensive classes, such as a power, a flow, vinyasa on a continuous basis, you'll begin to note that your body the formation starts to change. Okay, you're getting these cuts in your deltoids, got some biceps, waist is nipping in slightly. Maybe the scale starts to decrease a little bit, but it's more to it than just a physical practice based off science. So I'm not going to say it's only yoga. I like to be transparent with people.
But I think that the benefit of yoga is that it's holistic and that it is connecting the mind, body, spirit all together. And to me, that helps aid in how you think about things, how you can focus more on things such as diet, controlling those sorts of things. So I think it can be connected in a way if you allow it to.
If you allow it to, Ari.
If you allow it.
If you allow it to, yeah. And I was definitely going to say the power yoga, it definitely does help with some of that. Like I said, I did it for a while. It's always big, still big, but it definitely, I noticed the shape, the toneness, it did help with that.
It definitely does. The core of our health is based on what we put in our mouth. If you think about it, what are we eating? Let's cut out some of the sugary things. If we drink a lot of alcohol, let's cut some of that out. Little things like that make a difference. If you think about ancestors, they didn't have some of the disease processes that we have now. They grew their own foods, right? They raised their own animals. And it all just ties back together.
You offer hot yoga as well?
Prior to COVID-19, we did offer hot yoga. However, we have put those classes on hold due to the increase in breathing. And
I forgot about COVID.
Prior to COVID, we did.
I need to make a correction because that's what I've taken before. Not power yoga, it was hot yoga.
Hot yoga, okay.
For those people who, are interested in trying those classes out, definitely talk to the studio manager or the studio owner about your condition prior to signing up for those classes.
While we were on break, something I had brought up was basically what I have been failing to do myself, and that's really taking care of myself, making sure I'm eating healthy. Something happened that week of Christmas. I kind of fell off, and I haven't been able to get back. And I didn't want you guys to miss out on all of those nuggets and tools that Stephanie had for me. She was putting me in my place because I needed to be there.
Well, I just wanted to say, La Ramsey, that it's important to prioritize your health, to prioritize your wellness, specifically as a woman and as a woman of color. We always are in that caring mode, that wife, that mother, that friend, that person that's, we're diligent to our job. We're up early on that computer getting things done. We stay late, volunteering for additional assignments and projects. And our own personal wellness seems to fall to the back burner on that list of to-dos and getting things done. So just like you or the listeners prioritize everything and everyone else, you have to be a priority. You get one time on this earth, from what I know. Other people feel differently, that's fine too. But overall, time is finite. So what do you do with the time that you've been given? How do you live your best life? What wellness practices are you implementing? Are you getting your rest? Are you drinking your water? Are you moving your body? What gives you joy? And that's not selfish. It's important. You're worthy.
Well, and one thing, you really do practice what you preach, because I did see you on your YouTube channel where did you have a vacation by yourself? Did you do a me, myself, and I trip?
Wow.
I did. And
wow.
I'll tell you guys real briefly. I have a great husband. I have a great spouse. He's my rock. I wouldn't be able to do a third of the things I do without his support. But he always asks me every year what I want for Christmas. And we're very blessed. There's nothing that I really desire to have, I guess it was something super expensive, but there's nothing I need. The only thing that came to mind was just a weekend of rest just by myself. And I was really apprehensive to say something to him about it, to say that's what I wanted, because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I didn't want him to be mad at me or to think I'm a poor mom for wanting to have some me time. But y'all, guess what? He was just like, Steph, you're so deserving. You're worthy. You do all these things for people. Where do you want to go?
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was great. I want to do it
Where
again.
did you go? Where did you go?
I went to St. Simon's Island.
My
King
home.
and Prince Beach Resort is where he booked me. It was great.
Oh.
So I have just a sidebar question. Does your husband have a single brother?
Well, that's kind of a funny space that you say that. He is recently single.
Okay, never
I'm
mind.
leave that there.
I'll check back with you if I'm still single in the next 6 months to a year.
Okay, well, he's a good provider. I'll put that out there too.
You better get him now. Don't wait.
Listen, that recently single is making me say, hold on.
Right.
He's recently single. He's about to be recently in another relationship.
I've been seeing a lot online about this couples yoga. Now, if we could have done the couples yoga fail video, my husband and I, we would have had probably a lot of views, because we tried it and it was like
Going viral.
We would have gone
Right.
viral. But I'm seeing more of like an intimacy yoga.
Mhm.
Have you seen that?
So I have seen people offer an intimacy yoga. Every year, this is my first year not offering it, offered couples yoga, where you are able to connect with your partner in a deeper capacity, and you're able to be able to like touch each other during the poses, but not in a sexual manner, if that makes sense. I know
So,
in some of the intimacy yoga, it is more of a sexual manner. But to be able to connect with your partner, have you guys heard of eye gazing before? It's just you and your partner looking into each other's eyes without speaking. That is
I'm
so
so goofy. I'll be laughing.
we would too.
I am laughing at the thought.
He's already laughing, right? Like you're already laughing. Like
And so when I've offered this before, it starts out like the partners, they kind of snicker and it's kind of weird.
Okay.
But as they begin to settle in, it's amazing how things begin to flower and open up. And if a partner initially is a little bit more reserved, as the practice continues on, you see these little gentle touches and the connection, the mild intimacy that can take your relationship to a deeper space.
Britt, you better
We both, all four of us need to go start kayaking.
Now, I know you said your studio is very open. Anyone can come. It's a very welcoming space. Do you have, because our target audience is African American women, 35 and up, our age. Do you have a lot of Black women coming to your studio? Why do you think that is?
I do not. And I wrote a blog post about this. I think I titled it something like, I'm a Black yoga studio owner and most of my students are white. And I think the reason for that, outside of my location, is becoming more diverse. Outside of that is because what Black women usually see on television, in the yoga journals, in the magazines, are not themselves. So it's as if this practice is not for me. I'm not flexible. I have to be thin and I have to wear these expensive yoga clothes and have this expensive yoga mat and be able to stand on my hands. And that's not even what it's about. But that's what it shows us. So we think that it's not for me. I think that with the rise of social media such as Instagram, there has been an awakening, an eye-opening that people are seeing men and women that look like them. Like, okay, maybe this is for me, So I think there are positives to social media to allow people to understand that the practice is for everyone. You don't have to be a specific shape or gender. Yoga initially was practiced by men, Indian men. So here in the West, you usually see thin Caucasian women versus normal size African American women, or males for that matter. I think it's so beautiful that over the last couple of years that African Americans have been able to be taught the practice and to feel welcome to say, you know what, I want to learn a little bit more. Maybe I do want to teach yoga to my community,
Yeah.
And, like trap yoga, hip hop yoga, it's sometimes a way that we can introduce our people to the practice.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, this is kind of cool. Maybe I want to go a little bit deeper and see what's out there for me, So.
Now, do you offer trap yoga?
I do not offer trap yoga. That is not my calling. I do like trap music though, okay? But that I don't offer trap yoga. I have offered a couple of hip hop classes in the past, but on an ongoing basis, no. But I can make you a fire playlist.
So how can people incorporate meditation? I always hear people say, I tried to meditate and I fall asleep. Is that a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing. What happens is your mind starts to relax and your body relaxes and you get quiet and you doze off. So the intention of meditation is not to go to sleep, but it's not wrong to go to sleep. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll tell them that.
Something simple that you can do to start meditation. Some people have a smartwatch like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, a Samsung, or even if you have an old school, just a little stopwatch or a timer on your phone. Set it for 60 seconds and just sit or stand for 60 seconds and just breathe.
You know, I have the Breathe app on my Apple Watch, and it like alerts me when it's time to breathe. We do like 1 minute breathing, and it records it for me. So I just need to increase it to a little longer.
I recommend 5 minutes, but 5 minutes can seem like a very long time to just be. So
Right.
60 seconds. And as you're sitting down, if you're standing up, if you're laying down, if you start to think, you know, you're like, well, I got to go to the grocery store. My kids have practice. You acknowledge those thoughts, okay? Let it go. And just come back to your breath. Maybe even put like your hand on your chest. And as you inhale, your chest rises. Exhale, chest falls down. Let your attention be right where your hand rests. And that may be a way to be able to release those thoughts out. There are also lots of different apps that you can use. There's like the Calm app, Insight Timer. YouTube has lots of different meditations on there. So I recommend starting with 60 seconds if 5 minutes seems a bit long. Okay. If possible, once you get comfortable with meditating, 20 minutes twice a day.
Woo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something to work towards.
And this is not you know, your shower time or your bathroom time. This is just like another 20 minutes.
Right. Another 20 minutes. And there's walking meditations. You can just be outside, just walking and just breathing without music or your hip hop list or your R&B slow jams. You know, and there are guided meditations where someone is speaking to you and giving you direction. Sometimes people benefit from guided meditations as well.
You have Indigo as a part of your business model and as your way of giving back to the community. Can you explain to the audience what that's about?
Oh, yes. So, La Ramsey, I and my team, we firmly believe in service, giving back to our community, those around us. And the practice of yoga, it's not free. Well, let me take that back. Yoga is a free practice, but my studio, there's a cost to attend classes in person or online. However, some people have financial constraints, right? So they're not able to pay the set rate. So Indigo is a class where people can just donate whatever they have. If you have 50 cents, you give 50 cents. If you don't have any money, you come anyway. And all of those funds are given to a local 501c3 and we match the donations.
Wow.
But we don't keep any of that.
That's really nice.
Wow. Yes. So kind of going full circle, you know, making sure that you're bringing people in, allowing them to come at whatever they have, and then whatever they give, you're giving it back twofold to the community. That's cool. Go girl.
I have a question. Oh, do you have private classes, or like when someone could like book your whole studio for like a party or something like that? Do you do things like that? I have like an idea of how I want to get to the yoga studio.
Well, we don't rent our space itself, but if you want to have a private like yoga related event, we do offer that. Yes.
Okay. No, that's what I meant. Like with you as the instructor, but because of COVID, maybe not having any other people in this particular session.
Yes, we do offer that.
Okay. I got an idea, you guys.
Brittany's the queen of
I invite you, Ari.
Coordinating and like putting things together, and so I'm sure it's something fantastic she already
like
has.
I want a yoga birthday party. Like,
La Ramsey, something that you may consider as you're practicing your back bend versus just trying to drop back into wheel pose or back bend, start walking down the wall. Just like walk your hands See how you feel? Walk your way back up.
I tried that.
That didn't work, no? How did that go for you?
It didn't go.
I was like, I can do it. Ricky, I can do it.
That is
I
hilarious.
don't know what happened to me. And I hate to say, what happened to me? I just say, I don't have it, but I want to find it.
That's part of a plan, right? You start at point A to get to point Z.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you end at S. That's fine too. But there's progression.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So you begin, you pick a few walks down the wall, come back up.
yeah,
The next day, see where you go. But don't give up.
yeah. But Britt, she alluded to that fear, and you talked about fear in the beginning anyway. But as soon as that fear gets in your head, it's just like, whew.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ladies, do you guys have any more questions?
I don't think so.
You sure?
Yeah.
I was looking at my thing.
So I'm gonna go ahead and close, but I do have a question, and you can just
Okay.
tell us yes or no. So my last question is, can you let the audience know how they can reach you, how they can get in contact with your studio? Where can they find you guys on the web and in person?
Yes. You said just say yes or no.
Yeah, you say yes and no.
Huh? Oh, that wasn't my question. No. That's not my That's not my yes or no.
Can
Sorry.
you start over? Can you redo that?
Yes,
Can you-
yes.
You're
Yeah,
not
that was.
editing, no.
I kind of hopped out the interview and came back in.
Leave that in. This makes good content.
But no, can you let them know how they can reach you, how they can get in contact with you and find your studio?
Yes. My studio is Indigo Soul Yoga. We're in Locust Grove, Georgia, about 30 miles south of Atlanta. Our website is www.indigosoul, INDIGOSOUL, yoga.com. We offer classes 7 days a week, in person and online. Receive tailored expert instruction from a diverse group of teachers, males and females. You can also find us on Instagram at Indigo Soul Yoga. You can find me on Instagram at Professor_Epps. And you can send us an email, hello@IndigoSoulYoga.com.
And I know I talked about your YouTube channel as well, so I'm going to make sure that on YouTube that I put the link. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we will have all of the information down below in the description. And then also, when you're listening via podcast, we'll have it in that description as well. And you should have seen it scrolling across the screen when Professor Stephanie was telling you guys about it. Now, to my yes or no question, can you close us out with some box breathing? Do you mind doing that, teaching us? And they can get the long one by watching your video on YouTube, but do you mind us getting a little sample of your box breathing?
Well, let's do it. Box breathing
Okay.
is good stuff. All right.
Uh-oh, Britt, she don't.
Find your comfortable space. You can
Hold
sit
on.
down, you can stand up, whatever feels right to your body. Draw your shoulders up, back, and down from your ears. Do it one more time. Shoulders up, back, and down. Let your eyes get soft. You can close them if that feels right to you. Take a big inhale through your nose. Let it go. As you inhale, count to yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4. At the top of the inhalation, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Now just breathe. Your organic breath. You can repeat that as often as you would like. Thank you guys for practicing.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.